Hello, hello, hello. I know it's early, but ooh, a lot is going off outside. Oh, okay, that's handy for that to go on right as I start. Okay, it's gone now. But anyway, I was ready to go and I was just like, well, I could sit here and wait another 10 minutes, or we could just get on and get started and we could go over our announcements while we wait for more people to arrive. But let's see, who do we have? First in chat, Philip. Hello, Philip and Kimberly. Miranda, hello. Let's see, Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Let's see, Tyler. Hello. Mia. Hi, Mia. Sound effects. I know, right? The car alarm starts going off the moment I turn it on. Like, that could not have been timed better. It was a little hilarious. All right. Well, let's see. Hi, Kimmy. Okay, so after last stream, I went ahead and updated the events up for like the next 4 events-ish or so. And I posted in there kind of what our tentative schedule is going to be. We're going to try it out. We're going to see how it works. So that is where our new schedule is posted. So just as a reminder, Friday, it will not start at 8:30. The stream is going to start at 7 p.m. because this Friday is my slot for the Disney Streamathon. So, hi Cheryl, hello. So just as a reminder to everyone, I'm thinking about coloring a little bit on the page beforehand so we don't just start with a blank page. I haven't decided yet though. But anyway, Friday night, the 23rd, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Okay, that is my slot stream. So everyone probably knows. The other thing is, and this comes along with the events also, after the Disney Streamathon and after we finish the Rooster page. Yeah, it is actually, Mia, and I'm not entirely sure what happened there. When I scheduled mine, they weren't in that slot. So at some point it got, oh, looks like we're lagging a little bit. At some point it got double booked. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. All I know is that it happened after I had already booked it with Vicky. So I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, mine's happening the same time as Nick and Tina's. It's like I said, I looked at it and mine's the only one. Like, I looked at the schedule. I'm trying to remember. I wouldn't have scheduled it if one had already been there. So I'm not quite sure what happened. Maybe that was just the only slot that worked for them, or maybe there was a hiccup somewhere. But either way, yeah, it is at the same time. So we'll roll with it. And yeah, Miranda, it's going to, yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Mia. I think it was just double booked somehow. It could be literally that it was just the only time that worked for them. When I scheduled it, there was nobody else in that slot. So, but you know, it's okay. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. But yeah, so it's going to be the Beauty and the Beast page. So after the Disney Streamathon and after we're done with our Rooster page, our next one that we're going to do is going to be this page. And this was the page that I drew using the spherical motif. Aw, thanks, Mia. Using the spherical motif tutorial in this little booklet I got from Johanna, of little sample booklet of the How to Draw Inky Wonderlands. So when we're done with the Rooster, when we're done with the Disney Streamathon, starting should be Wednesday. I haven't set the events for Wednesday. We're going to do this. Now, you can find the download for this. It's a PDF in the Facebook group. If you don't have Facebook, then you can email me if you still want a copy of it, and I can send it to you. You can email me at hello@emilyillustrator.com. Anyway, but yes, so we're going to be coloring this after that. So that is our plan for after the Rooster. Which brings us to our Rooster. So here we are. I went ahead and I did my homework. I colored in all the little purple leaves and everything. So we are ready to start on the face and some tail feathers. And like I said, we're going to work on it today, and then we should be able to finish this Rooster up on Monday. At least that's what I foresee. Aw, thanks, Alyssa. And if I missed anybody coming in, I apologize. But yeah. So we are going to get started on some tail feathers, and yeah, that's what I think. I'm actually, and I thought about doing this when I was filling in the purple, but I wanted to wait until I had you guys with me so that nobody missed a step. But after filling it all in purple, I realized it's really, really purple. So what I think I want to do is get kind of like a reddish color and do just a little bit of almost like a highlight of red to kind of tie it all in with this sort of red color here. So I want to go ahead and do that as well. Let's see. I think that's all the announcements. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Hi, Rochelle. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna dive right in, and yeah, we're gonna get started. So first things first, I want to go ahead and grab that reddish color while I'm thinking of it. And I was bad, and I didn't put away any of the pencil dye markers from last time. I'm telling you, I know I was mentioning before, you know, the kids are starting school this week. It has been, hi Sue. Hi Joe Beth. Oh no, YouTube didn't send a notification. It has been crazy, crazy busy around here. And so, yeah, cleaning up my desk from the last stream was low on the priority list. But I did it beforehand. I just haven't put away, you know, all the stuff. So let's grab our chart here for, let's see, that's the tripless Fineliners. Let's get here for the Staedtler Ergosofts. Okay, is this number 2? Yes, this is number 2. Number 2 is what we want here. We're gonna grab number 2. Okay, it's kind of this reddish orange. And equivalents are number 2, which is here. Prismacolor equivalent is 122, and Arteza equivalent is number 1. YouTube gremlins, there you go. Okay. And I'm hoping by Friday or Monday we may have some improvements to the stream here, but we shall see. Okay. Get this sharpened up here. So, how was everybody's Wednesday? Realize this little jar I'm using has some scratchy, it's not smooth on the bottom and it's scratching at my desk over here. I just realized that. Oh well, I would learn. Maybe I could put some wax under it or something. Okay, so we are going to use number 2. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to add we'll have a nice sharp point, and we're pressing just hard enough so that it shows up. But we're adding just a little bit to the left side of these leaves here, because I want to bring in a little bit of that red to kind of tie it all together. Not a dark, deep red. This is sort of a red-orange. But we need kind of that warmness in these feathers to tie it all together. Y'all, your super early stream. Future people time. There you go. Yeah, and when we start, so if you're curious about the new schedule, when we start on that Wednesday, that's going to be the start of our new schedule. So take a look at Facebook, and I've got all of the events listed up there, as well as I have a whole post explaining the new schedule stuff. So, yeah. So we're just going along all these little edges here, just adding in that tad bit of red to just kind of draw it in a little bit. No worries, Mia. Hi, Lisa. Welcome, welcome. Oh, look at that, I actually sketched it. Oh, there was one other thing that I did that I was going to mention to you. Hi, Pat. Okay, and you'll be able to see where I accidentally just went out of the line because I was totally distracted. We're gonna lower the camera a bit here. In a second. Okay, so I added one thing to this, which you can feel free to add. Ignore my little line that I just went out. I'll have to dig out my eraser and fix that. Okay, so in the book, I'm sure that if you look at your picture, you'll see that there is not a feather here. This is just kind of a blank open space. That really bothered me. I felt like it was just this weird disconnect. Lisa, I am using the Ergosoft number 2. 1572. Anyway, so I took my little Staedtler pigment liner and I just added a little V here to create the look of another feather because I just felt like it was an odd gap and there should have been a feather there. So if you look at yours, you'll see that there is a gap here. This feather does not exist. I added that feather because I felt that there should be a feather. Sounds good, Sarah. Hello. Okay. And if I could not go outside the lines, that'd be good. My hand kind of jumped. I got distracted. It's been interesting chaos switching over to a school schedule from summer schedule, but we'll get a rhythm of it. Hi, Kenny. Zoom in just a tad here. We're just adding a little bit of red to these purple flowers here. I realized I wanted to do that when I was done coloring them in, but I wanted to wait until I was with you all so nobody missed a step because I hadn't described that step in the previous video. Okay, now we're going to zoom out. And it's not much, but you can see there's just enough red in there to kind of tie it in with this. Donna, hello! I was going to say there is a feather there, then you said you drew one in. Yep, I added a feather. I didn't like that there wasn't one there. All right, so I have been going over my head what I want to do for some of these large, what number red? Donna, this one is number, here, let's zoom on in, there we go. Number 2, 1572. Look at that. You know it's been busy when I haven't even had time to repaint my nails. I do it like, what, every couple of days? Oh, well, I think I might actually treat myself to a real manicure on Friday. You know, I've been doing a lot of them myself, but it's been a crazy week. I feel like it's been earned, you know? All right, I still want to think about these feathers a little bit. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we are going to, oh, thanks, Sarah. He's growing feathers. He is. The more we color him, the more feathers he grows. So I am going to, I think, let's work on his face. Before I do that, I'm going to pull up a Rooster here on my phone. I kind of want a refresh of how bright to go for colors. So 1 second. See, these are all things I probably should do to prepare for stream, but I don't think of it. Do it on the fly. All right, so it looks like most of this is all red. He's got kind of a beigey pink beak. So I think we can do this part here and this here, the same kind of red colors. See you later, Sarah. Okay. So let's grab our chart. Definitely some strong reds. Okay, so let's grab, because I think I even want to go more pinkish. So let's grab number 29, number 25, number 43. We'll keep 10 on hand, and then number 1. And by the way, if I missed anybody, I think I got everyone, but if I missed anybody, hello everyone. All right, so we are gonna grab number 29, or did I say 29? Yeah, 29, that's 23. Let's see, yeah, that's more pinky. We don't want 23, we want 29. We want 25. We want number 43. And we want number 10, of course, because I always keep that one on hand. Hi, Bee. Welcome. And we're gonna grab number white just in case. Number white. It's not number white, it's number 0. It's color white. All right, so I'm gonna roll these all over so we can pop these up for anybody that wants to screenshot. And here's a funny story, Donna. Because I don't write them down as I go along, after stream, if I'm trying to remember like which clump together, I actually go do the same thing and I go back in the stream and I look at this particular screenshot. So it's actually come in really handy. There we go. Just in case anybody wants to screenshot it. Donna, I saw that you got your colors already, but just in case anybody else, we'll give them a moment here. Oh, right. I need to make that up for you, Donna. I will work on that this week. Sue, the wife of the guy. Oh, I missed the story. Oh, my neighbor was out of town. He was on his way home. Somebody there that wasn't supposed to be. Oh. Yeah, I totally missed a story. Let's see. Hi, Vonnie. Well, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. We are, oh, yeah, there you go. Mia just linked our Facebook page, so that will give you a link to the Facebook page where you can find all of our color charts. And we've got a downloadable color sheet that we're going to color next week, so yeah. Ooh, scary, Sue. All right, so let's take a look for those that are doing Prismacolors or Artisas. Let's grab out our comparison charts. Okay. Here we are. All right, so we'll just start at the top. White is pretty obvious. All the whites are the same in any pack. Oh, gosh, that's terrifying, Sue. Man. Okay, so number 10, Prismacolor equivalent is 915. Artisa equivalent is number 28. Then we have number 43. Prismacolor equivalent is 940. Artisa equivalent is 76. Then we have number 29. Prismacolor equivalent is 924. Artisa equivalent is number 49. And we have number 25. Prismacolor equivalent is 929. Artisa equivalent is number 83. I'll send you what I have, then you can make the chart and leave the spaces for colors. Send it to me, then I'll color in and email the finished chart. Perfect, Donna. That sounds great. Like I said, this week's pretty crazy, so I'm gonna try and get to it here in the next couple of, or whenever you send it to me. But please don't be concerned if I don't send it until like this weekend or something. This week is oddly busy. You know, first week of school, painting class, and then we promised the kids we take them to a movie on Sunday. So it's just mostly just trying to get the rhythm of the new schedule, you know. Oh, Vonnie's your color buddy in town. Oh, that's awesome, Donna. See, I wish I had a color buddy in town. Aw, thanks, Tyler. See, one of y'all need to move to Texas, or to my neck of the woods in Texas, and then you can be my color buddy in real life. Who am I kidding? I don't have time to have a color buddy. You all are my color buddies. I will take my online color buddies. All right, sharpening the rest of those up, okay. Okay. Oh, let me grab my paintbrush here to brush away the dust. I don't know where that other one is. Oh, there it is. Okay. There we go. Oh, that's awesome, Donna. I'm so glad. Aw, Vonnie, you're so sweet. Okay, let's see. Let's move it on up then. Okay, getting zoomed in nice and close. Make sure we are nice and in focus here. There we go. All right, so one of the things that I always say to do in these is look at what the illustrator... Oh, let's see, y'all know. Oh, okay, are we ending the... Yeah, let's go ahead and... Yeah, we'll end that conversation so nobody gets stressed. So, yeah, we'll end that one. All right. How about the Niners? No, I'm kidding. It's always a good conversation changer, right? Okay, so one of the things that I look at when you are drawing a picture is essentially look at what the artist gave you. Look at what the illustrator gave you. in this picture, you can see she's given us these dots to indicate maybe where some shadow would be, or yeah, Miranda, I think we might be done with that conversation. That might be one to carry on off stream, as anybody replaying it too may not want to read about that. See, I color the roosters next today in the Prisma conversion. I'm going to Blake's tomorrow. Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, you're talking about cookies? All right, well, I don't know what's going on. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this. I'm just gonna do me over here. Anyway, so you can see here she's given us our dots for our shadows, and we've got some lines here and everything. So this is telling you kind of where the overlap of maybe you know, the ridge is, kind of where the neck part is. All right, so here is what we are going to do. This is where our darkest areas are going to be. You can also tell when things are overlapped versus like where the shadow be. So this curve here is the curve that's on top of this piece here, because this is where it ends. If this was on top, then the curve would follow it around like this. So this tells you that this is the layer behind. This is a layer behind. And this one is also a layer behind, because you can see that this has now curved over the top of it. Then you come over here. This has also kind of curved over the top of this. So naturally, I'd want to put a shadow here, a shadow here, and a shadow here. So basically the areas where you can see that it stops and it's curving, that's what's telling you the, okay, perfect. I'm only half sure what's going on. So you can tell this is where it's curved and this is where it stops. So that tells you where your shadow needs to be. Now the way that the ridge is working is that the ridge isn't necessarily overlapping, but what it is it's curling. So so here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with this bottom part here, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So where your shadows are where you're going to want your darkest colors to be, okay? So we're going to start here. Not pressing real hard, because we're going to have some lighter colors we're going to add, but we're wanting to show kind of the depth of where these lines are at here, okay? Right up along there. So that's, if you look at the lines tell you where your shadows need to be, where you need to add your darker colors. I made peanut butter cookies last week. Okay. So here we have this. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead, curve this one around a tad, because it's a bigger piece. Okay, and because we kind of have it on the right, this is where we're going to do that. Now, because this part is somewhat under this, then we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to now put the shadow on this side. Okay, because that is where it's overlapping. Not necessarily about where's the sun coming, but where it overlaps. Oh, awesome, Tamara. Awesome. So your shadow's going to go on the left side. You start, when we did this side, the shadow was on the right side. But now that we've moved to the other side, your shadow is going to be on the left side, because that's where those little lines overlap. Okay? Now if we're talking the rest of it here, we're going to start here. And see, the dots kind of tell you maybe where the shadows could be. It's also could be indicating texture, but you know that this little ridge is going to be, oh, sorry. You know that this little ridge is going to be overlapping the head just a bit. So you know that you're going to want a darker red that's here. Like big color, like, yeah, big wrinkles, coloring big wrinkles. Exactly, exactly, Donna. So I said, a lot of times if you look at the illustration tells you what you need to know. Okay, so we're gonna not make a harsh line because we're gonna be blending that in. Now there's naturally gonna be a little bit of shadow that falls below the beak. So we're also going to add some red there. Now, I mean, we don't, you know, I don't color hyper realistically by any means. In fact, I don't even know that I could. I've tried and it's awful. But what you can do is somewhat realistically, you know, think about, okay, realistically, where would the shadow fall? You know, you're not quite making a cartoon, but you are, you know, kind of rolling with the picture and coloring what comes naturally to the picture, because you can tell how the you know, this overlaps. You can kind of tell where the natural darker colors of it would be. Okay, so now we've used number 29. Now we're going to move on to number 25. And just like any of our other colors, we are going to kind of start layering them out just a bit. Okay, so just lightly, because we want the main color of this to be kind of a red color. Okay, I'm kind of dragging that up just a little bit. You know, there's not a harsh black line there, so it's just sort of subtle where that crease is. So, just slightly kind of drawing that out. And you can always, if you want it darker, I said, wow, I shouldn't have a problem. Oh, Rochelle, it's all about shading the highlights, really, whether realistic or not. Exactly, exactly. So we're just going to drag this right up here. Okay, and then this is going to kind of meet this here. So it's going to sort of come together over the top here. Okay. There we go. And it's okay if like some of these smaller ones get filled in. It's all right. All right, now let's add our other here. Okay, then here. There we go. Now we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of pink here just to bring it around a tad. Like I said, we want most of this to be kind of a pinkish color. All right. There you go, Sue. Exactly. Exactly. All right. Now I realized I want to add some more around this eye. So I'm grabbing number 29 again, our darker red. Okay. Just putting a bit here. And a bit here. Okay. Then we're going to take this one. Oh, am I missing anybody, Mia? If I missed anybody coming in, I apologize, but welcome, welcome. We're working on our little rooster here. Okay, I'm going to take some of this number 25. Just add a little bit more to it. I'm not coloring in this space. This kind of white that I left, we're going to add a little bit different color there. Okay, so we're just kind of feathering out our pink here. There we go. There we go. All right, now we're going to grab number 43. Okay. Again, we're not doing any harsh lines or anything. The big plump rooster, exactly, Donna. There we go. Okay. Filling in those extra spots there. Okay, we're gonna drag this on down. And you can see how easily these wouldn't blend as well if you had harsh lines. Like this is kind of a faded line, but you can still see where the pink ends and the orange begins. Okay. And what we're actually going to do after we get this orange layered in is we're going to go back over with that pink again and try and make it a little bit more of a subtle connection. And those little white gaps that we left as well. Okay. So now what we do want to do, I don't think I want to jump back into the dark red because I think it might make it too dark. You know, I suppose we could, maybe just a little bit. All right, so we're going to grab number 29. And we're just kind of reinforcing the dark red that we already put there. Okay. There we go. Yeah, so remember I didn't like the Ergosoft, Emily, until you told me about coloring very lightly, then they blended. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've always said that the Ergosoft takes a little bit to get used to, but once you do, they're just... It's so nice to use. They're easy. They're simple. You know, you don't have a ton of color choices, so it's, you know, you maybe don't get as easily overwhelmed and everything. Like they're great. I love them. Oh, Mia, did you get the chameleon fineliners? Did those arrive? If so, yeah, I want to hear all about those. I was just thinking about that the other day when I was coloring with some fineliners. Now we're using 25. Just adding a bit more color. And then we're going to be going over with number 43 after this. Gonna lurk for a bit, driving home in a few minutes. Sounds good, B. Sarah, I love watching you color. Emily, you combine colors. I wouldn't think of myself make them look amazing. Aw, thanks, Sarah. Emily, I plan on rewatching this later tonight when everyone's asleep, but I got the Rooster all caught up today. Oh, awesome, Tamara. If I want to color pastel, I'll use the Ergosoft and Ergosoft. Oh, exactly. Kimmy, you should get them then. I mean, look at this. Look at this handy little... Oh, are you talking about the chameleon ones or the Ergosoft, Kimmy? You just switch caps? Oh, that's cool. Did you say that you did like a Kickstarter or something for them, Mia? I can't remember. And I'm using 43 now, by the way. I'm using the orange. Just kind of going over where that pink was. They aren't really erased yet. So remind me, Kimmy, I know that you've told me already, but I honestly don't remember how... Oh, you bought them on Kickstarter. That's what it was. Yeah, okay. That's awesome. See, this would be one of those opportunities where I could, like, if I had the PC to do it yet, we could do, like, bring Mia on as a guest, and she could show us all how to use the chameleon pens. Okay, so I'm going to zoom out and look at this. I'm almost feeling like it's too orange now. Like it's too yellow. So we have a couple ways that we can deal with this, okay? First off, we could either try and go over it with white and lighten it. But I think before we do that, what we're going to do is we are going to bring our reds and pinks in just a bit more. So I'm using number 29 again, okay? Instead of holding it back, I'm bringing it in further, which is then going to move up where I add number 25, the lighter pink here. So we're going to add a bit more of the red because I definitely want it to be less orangey and more pink. And sometimes you just don't know until you lay it down, but that's why it's kind of nice when you have light layers, because then you can kind of go back over and adjust them as needed. Indiegogo, it's over now. It's a secret website, Donna. I was curious, is it okay to post in your group maybe some color swatches or color palettes I made? Of course, Tamara, of course. I would love to go to Mia's and play with her art supplies. There you go. I also bought the Hanna Kickstarter book. Oh, that sounds fun. So we're going to take this red, we're going to draw it in there. All right, so now we're going to grab our pink again, number 25. Hi, Sheila, welcome. Mia is the marker queen, yes. All right, so now we're going to grab 25 again. Remember, we're just bringing it in a tad more. Trying to tone down the yellowness a bit. I'll try and smooth out some of these lines just a bit. Now, if you want, you can also use a white Prismacolor or a white Caran d'Ache if you really wanted to soften this up into white. Well, we kind of did it on these ones a little bit, Donna, but well, they'll be, you know what, maybe we can try it out with like the one that I drew. I'm not sure what we'll use on yet, but believe me, there will be plenty more opportunities for flower petals and Ergosofts to be sure. Okay, so we'll go ahead and try it with the white Ergosoft and we'll see how we do, okay? I could kick myself, Mia. Hanna offered it a while ago and I ignored it. Oh no! All right, so we're gonna take this white. And I'm just going to carefully kind of go over it a bit here. And this is just the Ergosoft white, not the Prismacolor white. And actually, I'm going to Now, you know, I said only Ergosoft, so I'm not going to use it. If I didn't have my hard and fast rule about, you know, just this being an Ergosoft page, I probably would break out the white one a little bit. You did the folds higher than the black lines. That's what I meant. Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, we could do that with a pedal at some point. Tamara says, okay, serious question here. Once this rooster is done and your JB tutorial and your JB... I can't talk. And your JB tutorial you drew, what's next? Do I need to go shopping in Lowell? I need a new reason to shop. That's a good question. We've done a lot of Hanna Karlzon lately. You know, Johanna is my go-to for sure. Johanna Bassford sent me an email too, and same thing. An email for what, Rochelle? She offered you the Ivy and the Inky the how to draw a sample or the full book? I feel like I kind of want to dive into another Johanna. Like, we have the sample one, but it'll probably be one of the Johanna books. I just don't know yet because we still haven't done. We still haven't done Ivy and the Inky Butterfly, and we still haven't done Enchanted Forest. Hi, Dory. Yeah, Rochelle Spill. I'm curious. Johanna, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I'll look and see which books we haven't done yet, and then we can all vote on it. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this ridge here. Okay. Some book coming out in October. Rochelle. Come on, please tell me you know what the some book coming out in October is. You've got to know what the book coming out in October is. Rochelle. Yeah, Rochelle, that's the, if you don't, that's the, that's this one. Wait, a pre-order as in, hey, I have a new book, or more like, hey, I want to send you a copy of the book? Is she wanting to send you one of the ones that she sends out to review, Rochelle? Okay. Let's see. I think we're going to use some of the same colors, although maybe less yellow. Hi, Laura. Welcome. Oh, okay, Mia. Okay. All right, so let's zoom on in. And what we're going to try and do is maybe use a little, less, I cannot talk tonight. I am tripping over all my words. Maybe a little less yellow on the top. So that'll be kind of the difference between the bottom and the top. Hi, Tori. Welcome. You pre-ordered the book as well? Yeah, I did too. I wanted to make sure that, that I snagged it. Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to make all the heavier reds on the right-hand side because there's really no overlapping stuff that much. So we're going to use number 29, purpled reddish burgundy feathers. I see that after the comb. Yeah. I honestly don't remember. She was drawing a big mirror on the wall. No, I don't think anyone wants to read me. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, you're talking about the newsletter then, Rochelle. All right. Actually, now that you've mentioned purple, Donna, I kind of think I want to add in a little bit of purple. Like maybe color it this way and then add a bit of purple on the right-hand side. The light purple, not the dark purple. What's the book you need to pre-order? It's this one here, Tamara. She's got a new book coming out called Johanna Bassford, How to Draw Inky Wonderlands. I was lucky enough to receive a sample, but the full book, like, because this just has just a couple pages. It's not the whole thing. It's just printed on like computer paper. It's not the entire thing. But the full book of this is coming out in October with the great paper and all of that stuff. Hi, Betty. Welcome. But yeah, I put up a little review about it, Tamara. I did a short little like half-hour little live stream for it if you want to look on the other ones. I know, right? Donna's and her superpower did make me rethink it. Yeah, actually, here. What did I do? It's exclamation point, how to draw, maybe? I think is what I did. Maybe? Will that work? Exclamation point, how to draw? Maybe. Because I have a link to it. 1 second, let's check Nightbot and see what it is. Because I have a direct link to it if you want to pre-order it. 1 second. Maybe I just put it under new book. Let's see. 3. Land, sea, and sky. I could have swore I made a command for it. Well, either way, there should be a link for it in the description below. Kind of annoyed with myself if I didn't make a... Oh, yeah, that worked. It is supposed to be how to draw. Ha! It is! Haha, that worked. See, if I had just not gone away from the page, I would have seen that it worked. Okay. All right. Back to it. There we go. All right, so we are going to start with number 29 again. Okay. And like I mentioned before, just look at what the artist gave you. She gave us these lines to follow, so we're going to follow them. Yeah. Oh, Rochelle, though, she makes it so easy. Rochelle, have you seen the... Okay. I know I said I'm going to get to it, but I just, for the sake of Rochelle, in case it makes it any less intimidating, okay? These are just a couple of pages. I'm going to zoom out. Oh, she's doing it. Yeah, that's right. She is doing a stream next week. Because she covers that, Rochelle. Like, she says, you know, I get people who say, I can't draw. But she covers it. And she breaks it down so simply, Rochelle. So if you look at it here, yeah, she'll be talking about how people can't draw. There you go. Hi, Ariane. She breaks it down so simply. Like, you have a circle, you have 4 petals. Like, it's super, super simple. Like the next one, she shows you how to do, symmetry pages. This one, this is how to do a spherical motif, which is what we're going to be coloring. I followed her tutorial and then was able to draw this following her suggestions, which is what we're going to be coloring. And then this one is super fun. She gives you a bunch of blank fish, and then you can just add some fun designs in it. You go with pencil, then go back over it with ink. And then here it shows you how to draw seaweed. You know, you can fill in this space. Then it shows you how to draw trees. And here's the thing, is that if you really, like, see, there's birds and here's some flowers. But if you really, really, really have your heart set on not doing the drawing, if you're just like, man, this stresses me out, I don't want to draw, it still has a ton of great stuff to color. And so you've got, all these flowers here. And this is just, like, what, 6-8 pages in here? Look at this. Here's a whole heart to color. So there's no shortage of things to cover. Look at it up in the little pages. She's got all these little flowers here. And look, she shows you how to do the circle motifs, and boom, here's 4 circle motifs for you to color. Kind of like in World of Flowers, where she's got those different sections. Then, you got the fish you can fill in if you want. You got part of this. So do you know what it's about? Sorry, I've been busy working. I miss out on these things. It's a how to draw, Kimberly, but even if you are too intimidated by the drawing factor, there's still loads of stuff to color in here, even if you don't want to draw it. But this gives everybody the opportunity to learn how to add all of their own little inky details. Now, like I said, this is just a sample. This is just a few pages. Aw, thanks, Alyssa. That's true, Donna. That's true. But if you are wanting her newest book, just know there are things to color in there. And I will be coloring the crap out of them. Okay, all right. I will stop gushing about the book because I could go on and on because Johanna's like my favorite, in case that wasn't obvious. I know, I missed it too. I missed, if you're talking about Johanna's first message, I missed it live also me. I was running errands and I got home and I saw she was live. I was like, no, I missed it. All right, so we're still using 29. Yeah, like I said, if you're too intimidated by the drawing, there's still plenty of things to color and it's fun, it's enjoyable. I love her books. Yep, I'm gonna be keeping an eye out for that one, Mia, for sure. "14-hour workday. Oh, Laura, you must be so exhausted. Hi, Kelly. Welcome. You're never late. You arrive precisely when you mean to." Let's get back to Emily putting on my makeup. You're funny, Sue. Go. Did you see her and Claire? Yes, I did. Claire and I were chatting about that actually. Yeah, we were talking about her trip over to Scotland there. So yeah, that was so awesome for her. I was able to meet her about a year ago. I flew over to Scotland with my mother, and I was able to meet up with Johanna for coffee, and we chatted and talked art supplies. It was great. She is so down to earth, and she is just absolutely wonderful. Very tired. Yeah, going to bed soon. I hear you, Laura. I've been up since 5:30, which is much earlier than I am used to. But hashtag school life, right? Yeah, it was so awesome for Claire. I was so glad she was able to make that trip, and she had so much fun, and yeah, it was great. Sounds good, Philip. Wow, Philip, you hung in there long. Well, thank you for hanging out, Philip. Yeah, because I think Claire Holloway has also got to meet her. There's a handful of women that I know in the color groups that have been able to get pictures with her and such. But it's such a fun, precious memory. Like, I remember practically every minute of it. So to know that somebody else, you know, and I'm sure, you know, Johanna knows lots of people in her life, but for those of us that are colorists that just absolutely love her work, you know, it's really, you know, I fangirled a little bit, you know, don't get me wrong. But, oh, 3 a.m. here? Oh, goodness, Tamara. I sleep 2 hours on, 2 hours off. Oh, that's too bad. But just that, you know, knowing that someone else gets to experience that and have those memories, like, it's so wonderful. You know, everybody has their movie celebrities that they like or admire. Tom Hanks is awesome. But there's something much more tangible about getting to know one of your favorite, you know, authors or illustrators, and then being able to meet them. It's just, it's one of those things you just never forget, right? Wouldn't it, Mia? Exactly. Yeah, no worries, Kelly. I gotcha. Add a little bit of that red down here. go. All right. Now we're going to use number 25. You met one of your very favorite authors. She goes by 7 names. Oh, wow. Like pseudonyms? Is Nightbot not working, Mia? Let's see. Oh, that's awesome, Tamara. There we go. It's working. I think it's because if the exclamation point late is after something you said, I think exclamation point late or any of the commands need to be first in what you're saying, and then it can be added afterwards. Never forget, I was in On an Evening with the Stars, a thing for Vietnam vets in the video. Oh, that's cool, Rochelle. Let's see. Famous people I have met. I was in school with the little girl, in college for a little bit, with the little girl from Jurassic Park. The little blonde girl from the first one. She was also in Tremors with Kevin Bacon. Apparently Jeff Goldblum is very nice in real life. But I don't know if anybody's ever heard, it's kind of like a game. It's like the 6 degrees of separation of, no, not 6 degrees. It's like, or how many, I forget what it is, but it's like the amount of people that you know from Kevin Bacon, just because Kevin Bacon has been in so many, what is it, like, it's like the Bacon Factor or something like that. Anyway, the point is because I know the little girl who was in a movie with Kevin Bacon, so she knows him. That makes me like 2 Bacon Factors away. Oh, you met Robert De Niro, Jane Fonda, a bunch of stars in Helen Peach, I will never forget. Oh, that's so awesome, Rochelle. I met Jane Ann Krantz, but her real name is Jane Castle, but her publisher Connor. Oh, goodness. I guess I'm a stick in the mud. Oh, Laura, nonsense. You know, none of mine were huge, and they were all, you know, most of the time they weren't deliberate, you know. They were kind of accidents. So, when I was in college, I was able to take a trip to New York where I went and saw Guys and Dolls on Broadway. And he's not really famous. It was just for the fact that he was in a Star Trek episode. Anyway, he was a one-off main character. You know how like in Star Trek episodes they'll have like a main character, and anyway, he was a one-off main character on a certain episode, but he played Billy Flynn on the Broadway production of what was it? Did I say? I think it was Chicago. Anyway, I was able to meet him, so that was kind of cool. Never really knew him beforehand, but it's, you know, the connection with Star Trek. You gotta love it. Bacon and his wife live a couple towns away from me. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, good. Okay, you know what I mean. There you go. I met some awesome pro downhillers. Okay, cool. Yeah, right, Laura? Oh, man, you missed it, Laura. With the very first couple of streams that I did, we had long discussions about Star Trek and Doctor Who. Yeah, and this one was The Next Generation. Let me see if I can... So, what happened in the episode? It was about the planet that wanted to join the Federation. And so Picard and his crew went to go and review the planet to see if they, you know, basically met the requirements, you know, was, you know, that they could join it. Anyway, while they were there was this prison breakout, but the prison was actually where they kept all their genetically modified soldiers. Anyway, so it comes to light that, you know, they were genetically modifying these guys and they weren't treating them fairly. Long story short, well, I won't spoil it, but the point is the leader of the genetically modified soldiers was this guy that was, yeah, I don't know why I think I said Guys and Older, but was the guy that played Billy Flynn on Chicago. So that was the sort of connection there. My hubby side is related to Clark Gable. His real name is Clark Global. How funny. His mom is related to the man who patterned the atom bomb, Robert Oppenheimer, and my mom was related to Marlene Dietrich. Oh, that's cool. I wouldn't shake Fonda's hand. She chased me all night long trying to get to me. Oh my goodness, Rochelle, that's hilarious. And if you could tell by my last name who my hubby's first cousin is, hint. I'm not sure. Just dropped in to say hi, everyone. I'll be going to bed shortly. I have to get up work at 4:30 a.m. I will catch up later. It's looking beautiful. Sounds good, Carol. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. So he's the main prisoner that escapes, Laura. But yeah. So there's that, and then you know, obviously, I got to meet Johanna. Okay. Here's a silly one. When I was younger, I listened to a lot of Christian music, and we're using number 43 now, by the way. I listened to a lot of Christian music, and there was a singer by the name of Rebecca St. James, and this was in the 90s, so unless you listen to Christian music in the 90s, you probably don't actually know who she is. But if you do, I went to a handful of concerts and got to meet her a few times, so that was pretty cool. I think, though, those are all my claim to fames. All right, we're just using a tiny bit of yellow here. Not much, super light. Yeah, I feel like I would remember better if I met somebody, but the Johanna trip was definitely my highlight of, let's say, celebrity sightings. Hi, Beth Ann. Welcome. So glad you're here. Oh, thanks. Here, we'll zoom it out just a tad. You can see his ridge is quite a bit lighter. I think I'm going to darken it up just a little bit. I don't want it to stand so far off his face. Sawyer Brown when I was 18 and Shawnee. Oh, that's cool. All right, so we're going to use number 62 now, our lighter purple. And we're going to use it right along the right-hand side here. I'm going to add in a little bit of this color here to kind of tie it in. There we go. Oh, he's popular one on SNL. Okay, very cool. Funny thing is when I went to New York, you know, everybody goes to New York, especially if you're like touristy kind of stuff. I brought a notebook specifically, and this is like super goofy of me, but you know, I'd never been to New York before, so I was super excited. And I thought for sure I'd run into, you know, a celebrity or something somewhere, so I actually brought a notebook specifically for autographs. Just in case. Just kept it in my bag. I will say though, do you know that movie, I don't remember when it came out, but it's called Valentine's Day. It has loads of celebrities in it and everything. But there's a scene for New Year's and the ball drops. Well, when I was in New York, I remember we were staying in kind of just off Times Square. You know, it's within walking distance to Times Square. And I had gone out to go get some dinner that night for me and my roommate. And I couldn't figure out why there was confetti all over Times Square. Like, it was absolutely everywhere. And finally I asked somebody, and it turns out they had been shooting the ball drop scene for the movie Valentine's Day. And I was just like, oh my gosh, because like it was still kind of falling from the sky a little bit. And I was just like, if I had gone to get dinner, you know, a half an hour earlier, I could have seen the whole thing. Maybe been in the movie, you know, just walking across the sidewalk and everything. But I was just like, I can't believe I missed it. There was literally still confetti falling from the sky, and I'm just oblivious thinking, what's going on? Is there a holiday? Never mind the camera crews down the street. I'm that clueless. I didn't believe until my late fellow showed me the genealogy work and showed me. I was like, oh, that's cool. I met former Secretary of State Madeleine Albright. Oh, that's cool, Cheryl. My hubby met Hillary Clinton before Bill Clinton became president. Oh, that's nice. I had a boy in my class whose dad worked for Disney. He did the cartoon drawing for Kung Fu Panda. He showed us his artwork and did art with my class. Oh, Kelly, that's awesome. That's very cool. Yeah, I think that's... I mean, I've been to other concerts before, like a Bob Dylan concert, but I don't think I ever met them. You know who I'd love to meet and sit down and have a conversation with? Lindsay Sterling. She's a violinist. I've mentioned her on here before. She is so talented. Like, so talented. Like, to be able to just, like, move and dance and then play the violin that efficiently. Like, she just blows my mind. I just eat it up every time she releases a new song. Like, there's not a thing of hers that I dislike. Melissa Etheridge is from my hometown. I grew up in Leavenworth, Kansas, and her dad was my study hall teacher. Oh, that's cool. Should have left earlier, 5 minutes late. Oh, yeah, for the confetti thing. I know, right? The fact that it was still falling from the sky tells me how close it was. I also sat in the same post she did in the class in my middle school. Oh, that's awesome. You met Dolly Parton? Oh, that would have been fun. That is true, Rochelle. That is true. But just like the talent that you have to have, not to mention just like the stamina to be famous in and of itself. Like if you think about an A-lister, I mean, I don't think I could handle the total lack of privacy. I mean, you have to work really, really hard to keep your life and information about yourself like private. Like, I don't know. I mean, I do this, but you know, it's not even, you know, it's minuscule compared to, you know, the level that they are at. It's not like, you know, anybody here is like searching for my family background, you know? So it's just, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I could handle being incredibly famous. I don't think that I would enjoy that. I'm okay with being known in the coloring community, and that's about the extent of the fame that I want. You met Conway Twitty in Twitty City. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, we're using some of that purple here. Exactly. They're just people like us, different jobs. Exactly. Jobs they worked really hard for, too. All right, we're going to use 43 here. I want to, since this one below is a little bit more orange, I'm just going to add a little bit more so it's not totally different. She was starstruck on Conway? That's so funny. If I think, though, if there was one celebrity, if somebody said, okay, you get to meet one celebrity, go have, you know, lunch with them or whatever, sit down and have a conversation, you can only choose one, you know, who would you choose? I think hands down Tom Hanks. He seems like he would have a lot of really good stuff to say. And I mean, the man's a genius. Who else, and I might have mentioned this before, but who else would want to sit, you know, watch somebody on an island alone for an hour and a half? I'm just saying, like, he's got talent. Or, you know, watch someone alone in an airport, because he also did Terminal, which was almost similar, but still, just he's very, very talented. Okay, so now we're gonna kind of do a beigey sort of beak, a beige beak. Do you know who you are? That's hilarious. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Rochelle. I am right there with you. Hi, Marcia. Okay, let's see. Let's grab our number 76, okay? And we'll grab 25. My hubby saw something the other day of Tom Hanks saying he's so nice to talk to everyone, sign with them and talk with them. His brother hates it. Yeah, he is. He is like super, super nice. All right, so we're gonna use 76 here. Just gonna do a tad here. Okay, so this was number 76. Oh yeah, I've met 2 times John Cafferty from John Cafferty and the Beaver Band show. So nice. He sung the songs for Eddie and the Cruisers. Oh, cool. Michelle says, I sipped wine in the dojo with my judo instructor and Paul Newman. He would not sign an autograph for my mother. Rochelle, so if you don't mind my asking, what do you do or what did you used to do that brought you in contact with all these celebrities? If you don't want to answer, that's fine. I'm just curious. This is 25, by the way. We're just going real light. Okay, and then we're gonna use number 10. There we go. Very simple, very simple. And I didn't have that in frame at all. Oh my gosh. Did I have it in frame? Okay, so just in case I didn't. Oh no, I did. Okay, I'm watching the replay on YouTube. It was, whew, okay. That would have been embarrassing. Okay, so there is his little ridge and his little face there. All right. Okay, so I finally finished a diamond painting that I've been working on for 2 months. Oh, awesome, Dory. If I could meet anyone and have dinner with them, it'd be John Bon Jovi. He's my dream man. Oh, that's cool. Okay, that's fair, living in Connecticut. Yeah, I guess a lot of them are up there, aren't they? All right, note to self, move to Connecticut? No, I'm kidding. All right, so for these tail feathers, I know that I want to do these bluebells like in blue and green, mostly on the greens. I'm thinking green here too. I'm not rubbing like it's giving me a better idea of what I want to do there. My 11th great grandfather, Stephen Hawkins, was a pilgrim on the Mayflower. Really, Kelly? Well, that is very cool. Yeah, hubby just reminded me that his brother back in the early 80s worked for John Cougar Mellencamp, going to every store recording on this. Oh, cool. I was involved in a lot of charity work. Oh, okay, okay, very nice. Kelly, that is awesome. All right, so let's do, because they're big feathers, there's room for a lot of color. I don't know that I want to do just solid green. I'm thinking a mix of green and brown. That's what I'm thinking. Petting it makes ideas appear. Exactly, Laura. Like, show me your feather colors. Oh, you saw the Hells Angels as a kid, but they were scared. Oh, I can only imagine, Kelly. Yeah. Come on, Rooster. Come on, Conager. Tell me what your feather colors are. Okay. Let's use number 5. Let's use. Of course, we're doing a lot of underwear. Not quite sure where else we're gonna put fine liners yet. Have not decided. We could do some fine liners here. I guess we haven't used fine liners tonight yet, have we? Yes, magic, exactly. Oh goodness, Tamara. Maybe, see, I kind of want to wait to do these dots until we get our feathers down. And I don't foresee myself using fine liners on these leaves because they are just so big. Ooh, I'm indecisive. No, you know, we're gonna start on the feathers. I want to start on the feathers. Whether or not we're alternating, I want to get a jump on these. Okay, so tried racing my bikes, but it's too much for me. Yeah, I'm thinking, that's what I'm thinking a little bit, Donna. Like, I want to do kind of like a dark green kind of coming here, and then maybe like the reddish kind of brown at the tip. You know what I mean? So kind of a blend of both. So let's grab all 3 of our greens here. Let me look at the chart. Charty chart. Burgundy green feathers. Oh, that could be a thing rather than the brown. Burgundy could be a thing. I was in Santa Cruz in the 60s in front of the boardwalk. That's cool, Kelly. I did better crashing. With some red in there, red and green. That's an idea, Donna. I like that. Okay, where's question is, how dark could I go with this? Like, because there's 29. And we could use a little bit of 61. So here's 61. Here's 29. Yeah, 61's there. Maybe it says 61, we could do 20. Or instead of 29. No, we would need this red in here if we were going to turn it into a bit of a burgundy. Yes, I make sound effects when I'm thinking. Let's see. Let me bring in a little bit of this dark purple and green. Okay. All right. I think these are the colors we're going to use. Ooh, and maybe we could toss in a little bit of blue too. I like a quiet, laid back kind of life. I'm right there with you, Rochelle. My kids keep me busy enough. Okay. I think this is what I want to do. Maybe we should grab, let's grab an orange just in case. Just for the heck of it. All right? Okay, so let's get these all lined up here. Sounds like masculine colors. Exactly, exactly. I think if we can use all these colors, I think it's going to end up really pretty. Our first leaf will be our true test here. Because I can kind of visualize in my head how I want to do it. Oh, in a second I'll tell you one of my great bike crash stories that childhood one I won't soon forget. All right, and boom, there we go. All right, so I can't guarantee that we're going to use all of them, but these are the ones that I have in mind. Okay, so we have number 52, we have number 5, number 38, number 29, number 24, number 20, number 61, number 6, and number 33. So get your screenshots. You're gonna have to order more soon. I actually have some refills. My mother actually gifted me a full set of the 36, so I've got lots of backups. It's awesome. Because she's wonderful. I had dropped them on my wish list one day, and so out of the blue, she decided to go ahead and order them for me. So, all right, everybody got their screenshots done, and boop. Okay, so let's see. Let's get these all sharpened here. Make sure we start with some nice sharp points here, and then I can tell my story while I sharpen here. So, Mia, if you want to talk bike crashes. So, when I was a kid, we lived in a fairly small town. One that it was safe enough for me to ride my bike around with my best friend. I don't recall how old I was. I might have been maybe 12-ish. I know, isn't she? She's wonderful. I might have been about 12-ish. And I was proud of myself because I had learned recently how to ride without my hands on my handlebars. Like you can balance it where you're just pedaling and, you can kind of turn the wheels. Anyway, you can only imagine how well this story is going to end here. But anyway, so I was riding my bike with my best friend. Oh, look at that. Broke that one. I was riding my bike with my best friend from her house to our house. We were doing pretty good, and of course I'm 12, so I'm dinking around, and I might have even been 13. I don't remember exactly, but anyway, we were doing the riding without my hands, and I thought I was so cool. And then I had this brilliant idea that I was like, well, dang man, if I can ride my bike without any hands, I bet you I could ride without any feet too. The idea in my head was that I would get enough momentum going, I would balance myself without my hands, and then I would stick my feet out so that the bike continues to roll, and yet I am not holding on to the handlebars or doing the pedals. So if I had been on maybe a straight, flat road, you know, maybe it would have turned out okay. But what had happened is we were riding on a back road. And if you're riding along a road that doesn't have a sidewalk, you know how the road kind of ends and the gravel begins? There's kind of this slight hump, I suppose. You know, it's not connected to a sidewalk. Well, anyway, of course we were riding on the side of the road because, you know, that's safer than riding in the middle when you're, you know, two kids riding their bikes. But anyway, so I balance with my hands and I stick my hands up and I stick my feet out. What I didn't take into consideration is that I was so close to the road, the front wheel hit the bump on the road that was connected to the gravel, and of course it just spun out. I don't even remember how I got out from under that bike, but by the end of it, my bike was completely banged up. Like the handlebars were bent, the wheels were bent, and oh man, was I scratched. I remember coming home to my mom and my face just looked like it had skidded right across the road. Thankfully, shortly after it happened, my best friend's dad had driven up, and of course he saw what happened, so he loaded up our bikes. You know, we didn't live too far from each other, but he loaded up our bikes and he took me back home and everything. And yeah, my face had to heal from that one for a while. Needless to say, I learned that riding with no hands and no feet is not all that smart. Your bike got run over once? Oh man. Yeah, there were some decisions I made as a child that probably weren't my brightest. Your bike got run over once? Dang, man, you broke your wrist? Dang. I didn't break anything until I broke my toe running down a hallway. Well, I guess I say I fractured it. I guess it was more of a break. My mom told us once that she had wrecked her bike and hit a ditch and she broke all 10 toes that day. Oh my word. That sounds, oh, that's giving me chills. It is a hard lesson, right, Mia? All right, let's go ahead and zoom on in and get this in focus. There we go. All right, we're gonna start with this feather here, and we're just kind of experiment where we lay these, and I think it'll come out to be a real kind of neat multicolor one. That's dangerous rollerblading. I think ice skating is much safer. I used to rollerblade, but blading is too much. Oh man, we recently took the kids to a roller rink around here. I had not put on a pair of rollerblades since I don't know when. We're using number 61, by the way. Oh man. An adult on rollerblades that hasn't, you know, rollerbladed in ages. I was so off balance. You've broken them more than once? Oof. I've only broken something twice. I mean, they say it was a fracture, so I don't know. Is a fracture the same thing as a broken? It hurt, and there was definitely a big old crack in the bone. But the first time was I was running down a hallway, and I came around the corner, and I was bare feet, of course, and I clipped my pinky toe and basically bent it 90 degrees and had to go get that taken care of. And then the other time, funnily enough, was the morning that I found out that I was pregnant with my oldest. And I was trying to get ready for work, and of course, you know, I had just taken the test and it read positive. You know, I had called my sister. I was just kind of like in this fog, you know. I was just like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe this. This is number 20, by the way. So I get ready for work and I go outside. I'm walking in my car, and it had like rained the day previously. It hadn't even rained that day, but there was this slick patch of mud near the car, and of course, you know, I'm off in La La Land because woohoo, pregnant, you know, that kind of stuff. And I slip and I fall on this patch of mud, and I fractured my ankle. Fracture is worse? Okay, yeah. So I fractured my ankle, and now I'm using number 6. I fractured my ankle. This is literally 4 hours after I found out I was pregnant. I fractured my ankle, and, you know, I've fallen on the ground, and I was like laying halfway up on the sidewalk on there. And of course, first thing I think of is, you know, when you think a pregnant lady falls, it's like, oh no. But then I realized, oh, you know, I only found out 4 hours ago. I'm not that far along, you know. But still, I'm laying there, and as I'm laying there trying to figure out, like, what just happened, then it starts to rain. So, like, it's raining outside. I'm laying halfway in the parking lot. I'm, you know, still, like, over the moon. Oh, and I'm using, sorry, I keep forgetting to tell, number 38. You know, over the moon because I'm pregnant, like, all this stuff. So, you know, I can't get a hold of my husband or anything. And I didn't think to call my friend who lived down the street just because I was so confused, I suppose. So anyway, I end up calling 911 just because there was no one else there. I can't get up. I can't walk. I can't get back to my apartment. You know, I heard a definite, you know, crack, and it's raining, and I'm pregnant, and I'm emotional. So I call 911, and they're like, okay, well, we got to load you up. I call my boss as I'm in the ambulance, and I'm just like, I'm not coming to work today. And he's like, why? I was like, I'm in an ambulance. Anyway, I just remember being just so emotional over everything, and you know, I was finally able to get a hold of my husband, and he comes down, and here's the fun story. I told him that I was pregnant in the emergency room right before they set my ankle. So, you know, fun story. But here's the thing too, is that we weren't really telling anybody that we were pregnant yet, you know, just because it was so early. And so because I was pregnant, for the pain, this is number 52, by the way, I couldn't really take anything other than Tylenol for the pain. And so everybody's just like, oh, just take some ibuprofen. And I'm just like, okay, even though I can't take ibuprofen. Let's see. A friend of mine was rollerblading over to my house, and I watched her fall. She broke her arm. Oof, that's why I always wear shoes in the house. I get tired of breaking toes. I know, right, Donna? That says, I snapped my elbow. It was so painful. My arm bent the opposite way. You passed out? Oh my gosh. I was watching out my window. Oof. I've had a few bad accidents. I'm glad you're still with us, Mia. Me too, Sue. Me too. Lord have mercy. I swear I'm trying not to laugh, but I'm sprawled out in the middle of the road, pregnant, and I can just imagine. You know, it's funny now, Beth Ann. It really is. Just because, like, in hindsight, I'm just laying there, and I remember talking to the dispatcher, you know, and of course, you know, her job is to keep me calm, and it's not that I'm hysterical by any means, but I'm like almost delirious with, you know, like I said, I'm in shock that I found out I'm pregnant. I'm in shock because I just fractured my ankle and it's raining, and I remember just breaking down. I'm like, it's raining now. Is anybody coming? I'm getting wet. My ankle hurts. By the way, I think I'm pregnant. You know? Oh man, I bet you that lady had some stories to tell by the end of her day. Sounds good, Sue. Oh, the emotions we have when we're pregnant. I know, right? Well, it's a fun story, to be sure. And then I had to wear a boot for my first trimester, you know. So, you know, you got a pregnant lady on with a boot on crutches. There's bound to where I worked, you know, I was a server. So, yeah, tips were better that trimester. You know, they see this, you know, a pregnant lady hobbling around with her boot. Hi, Christina. Oh, I'm so glad, Sue. You have a great night. Yeah, well, needless to say, I look out for mud patches now. Okay, and I've been getting totally distracted listing off the things that I'm using. Okay, so this is a little bit more purpley than I'd like. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take number 29, and I'm going to go a little bit darker with this red here. But since we've got the kind of purpley stuff, it's going to give us the more burgundy look that we want. Oh, they hurt from being on them so much. Okay. Sarah says, I fractured my pelvic bone in Marine Corps boot camp. Oh, man. One of the smaller loop bones further back in the grave. It was still hurt. It still hurts to sit sometimes. That was over 15 years ago. Oh, dang, Sarah. Beth Ann. Oh, God. I had 6 teeth pulled today, and the laughing is killing me. Oh, I'm sorry, Beth Ann. And it just means you're enjoying yourself. After I had our son, I was so out of it due to meds. I had no choice but to have. But once he was delivered, I was so out of it. I had no clue. What? That's so funny. When was my hobby? I asked him, I'm still out of it. He asked, do you know what it is? But honestly, I thought, yeah. Oh gosh, Tamara. I was like, are you serious? Yeah, man, you get a little out of it when that's all happening. Oh man, it's an experience to be sure. All right, now I'm gonna grab 38 again, and I wanna kind of go over this because I wanna make sure that that green really pops on this feather. And the idea is with so many different colors, you just get a real nice colored feather here. But I want it to be different than these feathers here, but we're just trying to add a little bit of that darkness there. I'm sorry, ladies, I have to go lay down. I said, no worries, Michelle. I'll catch the rest of this tomorrow. Love to all of you. Thank you so much, Emily, for the stream. No problem, Rochelle. So glad you were here. I definitely want the green to pop more than I do the red. Because the idea is we'd have some nice kind of dark green, kind of lush looking feathers back here. Okay, so now we're going to grab our number 5. Okay, we're going to soften the edge of that number 38 just a little bit. Okay, now we're going to grab number 52. A little bit more of that green, not much. A little bit on the edge here. Really bring out some of the richness of that green. Go. Aw, thanks, Tamara. It's all about doing lots of light layers. And you know, I think we're gonna add in over here of a lush feather. Before it can be lush, you know, a nice deep color. I'm gonna use number 50. Okay, just a little bit down here, kind of in the middle. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we've got this little bit of the tip of the feather, and I wanted a little bit more green in the middle, so I'm going to grab number 52. Okay, kind of right in that middle. I want to make sure that that's kind of, we're getting that gradient there, so it's popping just a bit. Okay. Gonna add a tad more of this green. Okay, now I want to take that orange that we grabbed, so number 24. Just gonna add it a little bit on the tip here. Okay, I didn't mean to bring it down that far. That's okay, we can make it work. Let's actually grab our white. So I brought this down too far. I want to tone it out a little bit. I'm gonna grab the white here. If I were to add a color like the green on it, it might make it pop too much. So now that I've toned it down, now I can grab number 52 here and go over it just a bit. So I don't want that too bright, okay? So, and then I'm gonna grab number 10 here, our yellow. Okay, we're gonna put that there. Just a little bit on the tip. Okay, then we're gonna grab our number 50 again. When you're doing a piece that has lots of different colors, don't be surprised if you're constantly grabbing a, you know, a pencil back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's just part of it. Okay, and I'm gonna drag this down here a little bit. Still gonna go over some of this. So it's mainly a green feather. I'm gonna go over the white. That orange is just a little too bright still, so I think on the next ones I'm gonna go over it just a little bit lighter. Okay. So it's mainly green. Well, thanks, Kimmy. All right, now we're gonna zoom out. We're gonna take a look at it. And now you can kind of see what we've done. We've gone, you know, from dark to light, kind of you got, you know, our reds and our purples here. The main feather is a green, but even still, we've got a little bit of that yellow right there on the tip. And that also kind of helps to tie in the rest of it. Okay, so we're gonna do a few more of these feathers here. Thanks, Christina. Drink of water here. And I'm gonna turn my fan up a little bit. It's a little toasty in here, so one sec. Okay. Good night, Lisa. Thanks for hanging out. Okay, let's see here. There we go. All right, let's do another one here, shall we? All right, so let's zoom on back in here. Okay, we're gonna do this one right here. Well, not this skinny one, but we're gonna do this kind of bigger one next to it here, okay? So, like we did before, see, that's the trick too. When I do a lot of blends, I may not remember the exact order that it was in. Thanks, Elaine. So we're gonna start with number 61. Since I'm not telling a story this time, maybe I can go ahead and make sure I'm telling you the numbers. Starting out with this pink color here. Okay, that's our little base here. Okay. Now we're gonna grab our number 6. Go over it with a bit of purple here. Okay. What other books besides JB and Hanna Karlzon do I have? What else do I have? Let's see. Things. Okay, so I've got Rachel Reinert books. I also have one Millie Murata book. I've got Curious Creatures. Got that one a while ago. I've got the Time Garden. I actually haven't colored anything in this one. The Time Garden. This one's kind of funny. Great British Bake Off. Because who doesn't need a coloring book filled with cake? Let's see. I had a Harry Potter one, but I think I gave that to my kiddos. And now I've got the Thomas Kincaid one. But those are mostly it. Like Hanna Karlzon, Rachel Reinert, and JB are kind of like my main ones. I mean, I suppose if there was one that like everybody could agree on that they really, really wanted to see a page colored in, then I could justify getting another book for that. But I have so many books and so many uncolored pages, you know, I have a hard time justifying more books. The Daria Songbook, yeah. Yeah, I had heard lots of good things about it, which is why I got it, but I just haven't colored a page in it. So yeah, Time Garden. I suppose there was just nothing really that strongly jumped out to me, you know? Yeah, it's all pretty intricate and interesting for sure. I'd love to know her process. I know, right? There are so many, Mia. I mean, I've got at least two copies of every Johanna book there is. So I have a whole shelf. I have one of those little trolley carts that, you know, the 3 stacked carts. And yeah, I've got a whole shelf that's filled with Johanna ones. If that's the book I have a few pages done. Oh, very cool, Tamara. You should post him in the group. I'd like to see him. Okay, so we did pink, we did purple. Now we're going to grab 38. Denise Collette. I'm not familiar with hers. What's the title of some of her books, Kimberly? All right, we're going to go over this just a tad with this one. Julie Bobe had done a lot of videos from the Daria Songbook, but I don't have any of those yet. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't colored any pages in hers. Like I said, I really have to feel inspired to color a page. And if I don't feel inspired by the page, then I find that I can't enjoy it as much. So it's like, I look at Time Garden and I think, well, that's kind of neat. But that's kind of similar to something that maybe like Johanna has done or something. It's just like, okay, do I want to spend my time coloring this? Or do I want to go back and just color a Johanna one, you know? 125 books? Oh my goodness. Okay, so the question is, Kimmy, how many of them have you colored versus not colored? I'm using 29 now. Bringing out some of that red color here. Now we're gonna use fairies, mermaids, and gnomes. Oh, okay, okay. We're gonna use number 5. Is she Swedish? Klett seems like a Swedish last name. I have gnomes in the neighborhood and mermaids in paradise. Oh, that's cool. That's good, Kimmy. We're all enablers here. More books, right? Or using number 5 if I didn't mention it. Secrets. Oh, shh, Kimmy, secrets. Yeah, gnomes in neighborhood, fairies in dreamland, mermaids in dreamland. Okay, very cool. I just got the mermaids in paradise the other day. Oh, very nice. Well, see, I think I also have a very distinct like and dislike of different styles of drawings. And I'm not coloring most of them, and I have a few that I love to color. See, and I think sometimes they're just that. I mean, the illustration's so beautiful. Sometimes the illustrations are just nice to look at, you know? Okay, we're using number 52. Get that nice rich green in here. We're going to kind of go over that just a bit. And see, they're not all going to be exactly the same. You can see this is darker than this one, and that's okay. I mean, because not all feathers look exactly the same, right? I had the fairies book, but I never colored it, so I gifted it to Karen or Zucchini Kitty. Oh, that's cute, Zucchini Kitty. All right. Actually, we're going to use number 52 just a tad more. We're going to bring it up just a bit more. Here we go. All right. You know what? Maybe we will add a bit more here just to even it up slightly. I mean, they're not going to be exactly the same, but you get the same idea, right? Okay, so now we're going to use number 50. Also, I don't know that we're going to go all the way to 10:30 tonight, just because we've got another early morning tomorrow morning, what with school and everything. But the idea is I'm going to show you before I go, I'm going to show you how to do the rest of these feathers so that this can be another homework session where you could do the rest of the feathers on your own, because it's all going to be the same basic formula, okay? Because that way we can keep moving on with our schedule and be ready to start on Wednesday. All right, so now we're going to grab our number 24. Now, I realized that this was a little bit too orangey, so we're going to go even lighter with this orange, okay? Very, very light. I've got it on a side. I'm hardly pressing. If it's too light, you can always add a little bit more, but it's better to go lighter than it is heavier to begin with, okay? So I've got it on its side, and then just lightly coloring it. See, and that gives us just enough orange to make that pop. Now we're going to be... I'm home now. Sounds good, B. Let's see. Got 2 of her books. Rather awesome. I have her first 4 books. Hi, Beth Ann. Sorry, I have my head down coloring. Tropical was my most fave, and then I got where I was so bored of them myself. Exactly, exactly. Okay, so now we're going to use number 10. Very lightly color tip here. Okay. There we go. Now let's grab our number 38 again. I haven't, no, Marcia. I've looked at it, I have. And actually, that one's been kind of in the back of my head. If I were to get another book that's not one of my go-to illustrators, that one's been kind of in the back of my head to get. I think I would consider getting that one if I were to get another book. How does everybody else here feel about the romantic country book? Okay. Then let's grab number 52 again. So we're going to do another 1 or 2 here, depending on how long they take here. But here is your basic formula, okay? So this way you can pause it, rewatch it on YouTube if you want, all right? So first, I start with number 61, okay? This dark pink, all right? Then I follow it up with number 6. Okay, now you can feel free to add a few more colors in if you feel confident doing that. It's nothing that says you have to follow this exactly the way I do it, but if you're wanting something to follow later, I'm gonna, yes, get them. There you go. Kimmy's my enabler. Okay, so here, I'm gonna make sure this is nice and clear here. All right, so start with number 61, then follow it up with number 6, okay? Then after I did number 6, then I used number 38, and I'm just kind of, you know, following along with the shape of the leaf, okay? A little bit darker on the outside, in the middle, you know, excuse me, one sec. Okay, so follow along on the outside and then on the middle line, okay? So that's with number 38, okay? Then after 38, then you're gonna grab your number 5. Slightly different green, a little bit more of a less blue green and more rich green, okay? Just a little bit more, and you're gonna bring it up just a little bit more on the sides, in the middle, on the sides. Then number 52, which is the lightest of the darker greens. You're gonna bring it up more. Still leaving that space in the middle here and here for you to add your light green, your lightest green you had. And again, you're going light with all these. You can add more layers later, but once you lay down too hard of a layer, you're not going to be able to take that back. So start slowly. So then number 50 for this kind of lighter green. Then after you're pleased with those greens, then you take your number 24. Just lightly on the tip of this leaf, you add a little bit of orange, okay? Then after the orange, then you go in with your number 10, where you're gonna add just a little bit of the yellow to the end, filling in the rest of that white space that you left at the end. After you have all of them, take a step back, look at your feather, be like, okay, am I happy with where the greens are? Do I want this, you know, maybe a little bit darker than this one or whichever? Then you can go back in with your selected pencils, whether it is your greens or your reds, then you can do your touch-ups. But that is the basic order in which you're doing these, okay? So 61, 6, 38, 5, let's see, 52, okay, 50, 24, and 10. That's the order. Then once you reach the end of your order of the yellow, then you can go through and add your touch-ups with whichever color green or, oh, you know what? I forgot one. I'm so sorry. So sorry. I forgot it. After you do this one, slide in number 29 to redden this up a little bit. You're getting a bit more of that burgundy color with the red. I'm so sorry. I forgot that. Hi, Sarah. Welcome. All right. So this is the order in which you do it. All right. You do your pink. You do your purple. You do your bluish green. Then go back over the pink and purple. Make it a little bit more red. Then you add your number 5. Then your 52. Then your 50. A little bit of orange at the tip, and then finish off with yellow, and then do any touch-ups, okay? That is the formula for these feathers. We're still going to do a couple more of them, but I wanted to lay that out very clearly in case anybody's rewatching it or you're going to go back and watch it and you just want the basic formula for how we're completing these feathers, okay? So there's that. We're going to slide that over. And like I said, I pulled out all those colors before, but I'm never sure if I'm going to use all of them. So, yeah. Okay, did I miss anything? I think we're good. Okay, I said hi to Sarah. Perfect. Okay, so let's do this one that's in the middle here. Okay? And the ones that we're going to do for this, okay, are going to be all of these striped ones. We're going to do something different with the ones that have this stalk in the middle, that have the leaves with the dots. Those are going to be something separate, okay? I wish I could do like a screen draw, you know? Excuse me. Okay, so leave these alone. The leaves that are attached to the bluebells, leave them alone. So if they have little speckled dots on them, do not use this formula on them. We are going to do something different for those, okay? But even these ones with the vertical stripes, you could do a little something different if you want. My plan is to do them all this color, but leave these ones alone. The leaves with the bluebells attached and the dots, leave those alone. We're going to color the rest of these feathers, okay? What were the numbers? Oh, what numbers were those gorgeous flowers? Oh, these ones? What was it? Good question. Let me look at my notebook that has last week's. Did I color those? No, that was 2 streams ago. Was that the first stream? Okay, well, you might want to go back and check the first video, but it was, I think, you had like a red, and then we had chose a couple oranges and a yellow one. But yeah, that one's going to be, is it part 2? It's one of them. I have them listed colors on there, except for the last video I need to update with the color lists. But I want to say it's after the first one. Oh, Sarah! Thank you! Can we get some cheers in chat for Sarah for her super chat? Thank you so much! Thank you, Sarah. That just made my night. Thank you so much, Sarah. Woohoo, Sarah! I feel like I need to get a shtick. You know, like play a song like, ba-ba. Well, I guess we have our little jingle, you know, that goes across the screen that goes ding. I do the super chats. So, Sarah, depending on if you're on mobile or desktop, underneath where you tap to, oh, thank you, Donna. There you go. There's the flower numbers. Underneath where you tap to say something, there should be a little $sign, and you can do a super chat there. Or if you wanted to, you can also do !donate. And that's another way to donate. That goes not through Google, but that goes directly to. But anyway, not that it's required, but if you're asking, that's how you do it. There's a little S at the bottom of chat, or you can click that link to do donations as well. But and everything that gets made on the chat, whether it's ad revenue or super chats or donations, I all put it back into the chat, which is why later this week we're going to be able to have some upgrades to the stream. I'm hoping by Friday or even Monday stream we're going to see some improvements. So that should be fun. I'm excited. All right, let's do a couple more of these feathers where we have to. Oh, and Sarah, Nightbot's an actual bot. It's not an actual person. Anyway, let's do a couple more of these feathers before we have to call it a night here. All right, so let's make sure that's in frame here. Perfect. Awesome, Donna. Thank you so much. All right, so we're going to start with number 61. Thank you again, Sarah. You're amazing. All right, now this is going to be a little bit different because it's squeezed between 2 feathers, so we're just going to kind of do a little bit there, okay? Just a bot. Yep, just the bot. A helpful bot. Oh, it's not? Oh, no. Well, what about the... I'm not saying you have to, but I was saying there's the donate link, too, if you're interested. Not, again, don't ever want to make it seem like I'm asking, because I'm not. It's not required by any means. It's appreciated, but not required. So the only ever time I bring it up is when if somebody asks about it. So please don't take that as, oh, Emily's asking, because I swear I'm not. And now it's getting awkward. I'm going to keep coloring. Hey, look, purple. There we go. All right, so we're going to carry that up through there. All right. Oh, thank you, Sarah. All right, now we're going to use number 38. And we're going to color over that. No worries, Sarah. You're supporting by just being here. Just being here gets my numbers up, gets me on more suggested videos. So literally just your presence, just being here, just hanging out is a great and perfect way to support the stream. It's perfect. Yes, actually you can, Mia. I recently got a P.O. box, which is in the Facebook group, or you can message me. I've been debating. I'm thinking that I should put it on the YouTube page. But yes, I recently got a P.O. box so that can happen as well, because we had a few ask about it. All right, so that's 38. Yes, you are, Mia, and I appreciate it. All right, and now 29. I watch all the ads. There you go. Oh, thank you, Sarah. All right, so now 29. Going over this, making this a tad more red. Your Brunziel pencils today? Oh, awesome. See, I have a couple of them that I tried out, but, oh, really, Mia? Well, Mia, if you go in the Facebook group and probably just search P.O. Box, it should probably pop up. But if you want, I can also message you the P.O. Box, Mia. All right, and then we have number 5. We'll do a special Happy Mail stream. I'm going to drag this down here. I want to darken this up just a tad. There we go. So the other thing you can do too, because this is behind feathers as well, you can take number 38 and maybe make it a tad darker here. Just like so, to kind of create that shadow. There we go. And it makes sense for this one to be a little bit darker just because, sorry, one second. Oh, yeah. Sorry, husband was asking something here. I'm just in here. Give me one second. Sorry. Okay, what was I saying? Oh, right. So it's okay for this one to be a little bit darker because it's between feathers. You're amazing, Mia. Thank you. Laura posted her skin tones. Awesome. Do you use Prismacolor pencils? Oh, hi, Dimalena. Sorry, I did not see you. Yes, I do. And in fact, Dimalena, if I'm using Ergosofts today, but if for some reason you only have Prismacolors, in our Facebook group, you can do, if you're not part of it yet, in our Facebook group, exclamation point. Nope, that's Facebook. I can't spell. Facebook. There we go. In our Facebook, I made these handy little charts so that you, even if I'm using a different pencil, you can go ahead and use it. So what I have here, not there, here, this is a Ergosoft versus Arteza and Prismacolor chart. So these are the colors I'm using here, but this chart will give you the comparable color, the conversion chart essentially. So say I'm using Ergosoft number 2, the equivalent to number 2 is Prismacolor number 122 or Arteza number 01. Or if I'm using the Arteza pencils, I created an Arteza versus Prismacolor chart. So say I use Arteza number 070, it's going to be 933 for the Prismacolor equivalent. I think our last picture, the picture before, we used Prismacolors. Anyway, all of these charts are available in the files of our Facebook group. It's not like it costs or anything. It's literally just a PDF download that you can do, as well as our coloring page that we're going to do next week on Wednesday is available for download on there also. And so all you need is a place to print it. That's all. There's loads of other charts on there also. If you are needing more, but there are conversion charts there, and yes, we do use Prismacolors. My main pencils that I use are going to be the Arteza ones, the Ergosofts, the Prismacolors. I may eventually use the Cran d'Aches, but they're so spendy, and so I don't use them too often, or if I do, it's a very specific page, you know. I have some Tombos. I don't really enjoy those. I do use some markers. Yes, or you can email. I should put up my email. Did I ever do that? Exclamation point. Email. I need to make a note to that. Maybe I didn't. Here's my email though. hello@emilyillustrator.com. Yes. There you go. That's also my email, so you can send me that there if you don't have Facebook or don't want to be a part of the group. You can message me there and I can email you what you need. So that that's that. So yes, I do use Prismacolor. Sorry, I delved into that a bit much. Okay, so now I'm going to use number 52. And because there's so much layering on here, don't be disappointed if for some reason, you know, not all your feathers look exactly the same. Because really, in nature, when does something all look the same? You know what I mean? And we're leaving a little bit of white space for our lighter green that we're going to add. Okay, so number 50 here. I'm going to leave just a little bit of white on the tip there. I'm going to drag this down, make that pop. Yeah, and I get that. I totally get that. You know what I should do? I wonder if there's a way I could make a, because I have a website. So I wonder if there's a way that I could make a page on my website where they could just download the PDFs there too. Okay, so now we're gonna use number 24. I should look into that. Maybe I could set up a page for that so they can just go straight to the website and download them there. Sounds good, Cheryl. Have a great night. All right. Now a little bit of the yellow, just a tad. There we go. All right, and then now would be the time that you would touch it up. Okay, so there are those 3 feathers. So, like I said, now that I've shown you how to do the 3 feathers, that's fair, Christina. Yeah, so if anybody needs it, just send me an email and I can send it over to you. So that is easy enough because it's just a PDF form and you can just print it that way. Okay, so I've already gone over the order in which we colored these. You know, we've done 3 of them so you can see how to do it. Let me reiterate what we were using this color pattern on, okay? Are all of these stripe feathers, even these ones that are kind of like, you know, V-shaped stripes. My plan is to use it on these ones as well. What we're not using it on are the leaves here. The ones with the dots that are attached to the bluebell, leave these leaves alone. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, okay? So there's 10 of those feathers that are attached to the leaves like the bluebells. Leave those alone. But the rest of all of these striped ones, color in this pattern, okay? I'm gonna do that so that we can set that up for Monday, because remember, Friday is a different day. I will be streaming from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. for the Disney Streamathon, okay? So we're gonna be coloring the Thomas Kincaid book. So your homework for Monday, not that you have to keep up on Monday, my homework for Monday is to color the rest of these striped leaves, okay? And I know I've said it a million times, so just to clarify, leave the dotted ones alone. All right, so let's zoom out. Let me raise this a little bit so we can see what we have. I was hoping to get one more done, but I talk a lot, so which is good for a streamer, I suppose. So what we did today is we added a little bit of red to our purple flowers here. We finished up the face. We haven't done the eye yet. We're gonna use some fine liner for that, okay? So, like I said, I'll finish up the stripe, leave the dotted and the bluebells alone, and so we will pick this up on Monday, okay? So, I think I covered everything for that. We're gonna go ahead and call it now because I have to be up pretty early tomorrow, but I think that our rooster, our conager, is coming along quite nicely. So that is where we're at, and we will pick this up on Monday and hopefully finish it on Monday. So I'll finish up these feathers, and then all we'll have to do are the bluebell ones. We'll do the ground, and then a few of the little details like the nails and the little dots here and the eye. Okay? All right, so I think we'll wrap it up here. Call it good. I will, I need to update the YouTube from the last time, so I'll update this one as well. But aside from that, I will see you all. Yes, Friday is Disney. Yeah, and let me grab the book. I'll show you. This is the book we're going to be coloring in with this Disney page here. Where can you get info on the Kincaid color along? If you go to Coloring with Vicky, I need to post a link. Okay, you know what? After stream, I am going to post a link to the spreadsheet in the Facebook group. Okay, because that will have the spreadsheet of all of them listed. I should have printed that out beforehand, but I can't remember everything. So anyway, there's going to be loads of streamers. It's like 3 days of basically non-stop color streaming. So pretty much go on YouTube and you're going to find one of the colorists that's streaming. So anyway, that's what we're doing Friday, okay? So don't be surprised if we're starting early because that is the scheduled time. And then we will pick up our rooster again on Monday, hopefully finish it, and start our new page on Wednesday. So if you're wanting to join along, be sure to get those pages printed out. The coloring pages is in the files of the Facebook group as well. Okay, again, I talk a lot. Yeah, if anybody has any questions, they can message me or anything, and I guess I will see all of you lovely, lovely people on Friday, okay? 7 p.m. Be here, be square. I don't know. Do people say that anymore? No, not be here, be square. I need to stop talking. It's one of those days. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for everyone for being here. Sarah, thank you again for your wonderful super chat. Thank you for everyone being here. This has just been absolutely fun, absolutely wonderful. And I will see you all on Friday. All right. Have a great night.